Hi, I'm Numa. And you've been lied to. You've been lied to your whole life. The eternal boy with the golden heart, flying from adventure to adventure. The truth looks actually very different. I will ignore more than 100 years of propaganda to show you, straight from the source, the true story of Peter Pan. So, let's start with Neverland, shan't we?
The pure heaven called Neverland, a fantastic place full of joy and adventure, literally in heaven for the children and pure of heart. Lies, all lies! Neverland is a hellhole in which a battle royale all-out war is waged. Monsters, just referred to as the beasts. Princess Tiger Lily and the mighty Indians of the Picanini tribe. Pirates under Captain James Hook. And the infamous Lost Boys following Peter Pan. All of those fight a bitter, brutal war to the death.
Wait, where does the name Neverland even come from? What does it mean?
Scholars are divided on this matter. Some say it stands for Never Gonna Get Homeland. Others say it means never-ending hellland. In this unborn narrator's opinion, both may be right.
Speaking about Neverland, let's talk about Neverland's golden boy, Peter Pan. First, let's take a look at his abilities. His signature power is everlasting youth, a passive skill. He never grows old, forever a boy. Also, as most of you know, Peter unlocked the secret rare flying skill. Other children need fairy dust and happy thoughts to fly, but Peter can actually fly without it. The birds taught him. How interesting, right? He's also a fine swordsman, as good as the great Captain Hook himself, whose hand he cut off in a duel and fed to the crocodile. Which is pretty fucked up if you ask me. He probably even laughed while doing it. Imagine someone feeding some dog another dude's hand. Yeah, I mean, I'm not from an English-speaking country, but where I'm from, that's pretty weird. Yeah, Peter also maxed out his goofiness stat, which unlocked the mimicry skill, allowing him to copy any sound he wants. Sounds pretty cool, right? But now, to his most greatest triple amazing ability, the power that defines him the most, but that others never mention. It is what the author calls heartlessness. Heartlessness, a certain emptiness where other people have hearts. He cannot love others, he cannot love himself. But it also has its positives, like having no fears. But yeah, in his case, it borders more on recklessness. Yeah, not being able to love. It is rather sad, isn't it? Imagine how grey life would be. Because of his heartlessness, he has no long-term memory. He doesn't understand change. He doesn't understand loss. We all know Tinkerbell, right? Tinkerbell is a fairy and Peter Pan's best friend. She only has him in his heart. After she dies. After she dies, Peter doesn't give a fuck about her. Yeah, really, he's like, Tinker who? Yeah, that's how he killed her. Yeah, he did. He did it. For fairies die when people stop believing in them. At the end of the book, Peter has already forgotten about Tinkerbell, the Lost Boys, even Hook, when Wendy returns. Wendy is very sad and wistful about this, and wishes she could take him with her, to her home, to the real world, but he won't. And she knows he won't. For sadly, Peter can't understand such feelings. He's too fucked. Oh yeah, enough of Peter. Let's talk about Wendy. Wendy is actually the real heroine of the novel. She's on the verge of not being a child anymore, in contrast to Peter, who refuses to grow up. Wendy's pretty badass. When the pirates are about to kill the Lost Boys and her brothers, do you know what she says? They ask her if she has any last words to the boys. She says, I feel that I have a message to you from your real mothers, and it is this. We hope our sons will die like English gentlemen. She's practicing. Oh, I can't talk even. She's practically telling them, don't lose face, die with honor and style. I remember reading this and being like, damn, Wendy, you're pretty badass. You know, in most other stories, the girl would be begging or stuff like, let them go, take me, take me. But she's instead like, die, like English gentlemen. Her relationship with Peter has two sides. She's afraid of him because he seems to have Alzheimer's, PTSD in this loose canon. But at the same time, she has feelings for Peter, unrequited of course, because he can't love and is completely oblivious to other people's feelings. At the end of the novel, after some time has passed, Peter returns to her again. He forgot everything and everybody, their adventures and everything. Wendy asks, do you mean to say you've even forgotten Captain Hook and how you killed him and saved all our lives? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Actually, near the end of the story, Peter massacres all pirates absolutely brutally. He absolutely slaughters them. Zero fucks given. He might be forever a boy, but believe me, he doesn't play. Peter sure is energetic, right? Out of the whole crew, only Mr. Smee and the first mate survive. Out of all of them. Yeah. So Wendy asks him, she asks him how could he even forget such an event like this? His answer? I forgot after I killed him. I forgot him after I killed him. But it's not just his heartlessness that makes him forget. Neverland itself makes people forgetful.
Neverland. There are many suns and moons on Neverland, making it difficult to track time. There's only one clock in Neverland, and yes, the only way to tell time is to find the crocodile and wait until the clock inside it strikes the hour.
I kinda suspect that Peter destroyed all clocks because he hates growing up and time itself. I mean, he also fed Hook's hand to the crocodile, so that wouldn't be too far-fetched, right? But what do I know? Now to Mr. Smee, the real MVP of Peter Pan. I just have to talk about him, because he gets no love and it's time to change that. Everybody loves Mr. Smee. even the Lost Boys and Wendy. Actually, Hook is super jealous of Mr. Smee the whole story throughout. Hook thinks Mr. Smee is so cold, he embodies the highest level of cool there is, being cool without knowing or caring for it. Smee's so great, even the heartless Peter loves him. He's the one pirate he doesn't kill, even though he loves himself some killing. So you probably ask yourself, what's so great about Mr. Smee? Why is he so loved by everyone in the novel, everyone who reads it, and by me of course? Well, I really wish I could tell you, but I just can't. It can't be put into words. He just has a certain subtle quality, a certain X factor, a certain je ne sais quoi. It can't be known or put into words. Why is Smee loved? He just is. He just is. Let's just move on. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk now about one of the most shocking parts of Peter Pan.
Lost Boys, aka Child Soldiers. As mentioned before, the Lost Boys are fighting in a four-way war that Peter instigated for his own amusement.
But at least he's treating them well, right? You remember that beautiful scene in the film Hook, where they imagine a magnificent banquet and eat to their heart's fill, right?
Lies, lies, filthy lies!
Yeah. In the book, the poor Lost Boys are so hungry. But of course, Peter has a solution. He laughs and tells them to just imagine it. Just imagine the food. But it doesn't work. And they keep starving. Peter probably read The Secret. He got them visualization powers down, you know. How cruel. Hungry children. And he's just like, just imagine it, bruh. It only works for him. And they watch him like, poor children. Just a little fact that I thought pretty funny. Peter, the little rascal, forbids them from flying, as it is a sign of his uniqueness and authority. Yeah, so when you go to Neverland, you're not even allowed to fly. You fight in wars, starve, and don't even get to fly. The only thing you get is PTSD. Severe PTSD that makes you forget all and everything that's important to you, until you forget even yourself. You know, sometimes in a dream, when you try to remember something that you should know, but you just can't, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just cannot remember. Neverland is that feeling, just forever. But wait, in Neverland, at least you don't grow up, right? You don't grow up, right?
Although Neverland is widely thought of as a place where children don't grow up, that is nothing more than a lie. Only Peter doesn't age, due to his satanic powers.
I know what you think. But wait, Numa, I've never seen a Lost by age. How do you explain that, The reason you don't see any of the Lost Boys age is because... Peter kills them.
Peter kills the lost boys the moment they show signs of aging.
Just imagine yourself in their shoes as a lost boy. Peter was their idol, but he wasn't only their hero, he was like their hero and parent in a way. All of that in one person. And instead of helping them, he abuses them, lets them fight in wars, and at the end throws them away like trash. They must have felt so betrayed. Pretty sure at the end they had a mix of love, extreme love, but also extreme hate for him. Yeah, a weird kind of loyalty. I think people who have parents that abuse them or have been in situations of abuse can understand that feeling a bit, I guess. But yeah, there's a theory among fans that I just have to mention here, and that I probably can clear up. And the theory says that the pirates are actually lost boys. Yeah, they're the lost boys who realized the truth about Peter and broke free from Stockholm Syndrome and joined Hook in his fight. Yeah, his fight for freedom. I actually found something that supports this theory in the novel. Lost boys have no mothers, right? Everyone's darling, Mr. Smee, offers to save Wendy from the plank. If only she promises to be his mother. An offer she refuses. At this point, I want to mention again that Mr. Smee is the best. He offers to save her, just wishes to have a mother. She refuses, but do you know what she says? She says, I cannot do it. Not even for Mr. Smee. Not even for Mr. Smee. Smee's just the best. Mentioning Smee, I think it's time to talk about his captain. The one and only Captain James Hook. Captain Hook of the novel is very different from all other versions. He's kind of a pretty boy, badass. Always dripped out, always dressed to the nines, elegant, smokes 2 cigars at once, and it is also implied that he's upper class. Actually, a fun fact about Hook is that he did not appear in the early drafts of the story, because Peter was supposed to be the villain. Yes, you heard right. Captain Hook is also very, very, very obsessed with how he's seen and with coolness. He's a petty man, super jealous of Peter and Mr. Smee, of course, because they're effortlessly cool, whereas he thinks about how to be cool and how he comes across constantly. But at the same time, there's a certain deep sadness, a certain melancholy about Hook. He always has an aura of nostalgia about him. Reading the novel, I always felt that he was secretly in his heart longing to return to the real world. But he can't. He just can't. If Peter is the eternal boy, Hook is the eternal adult. Peter refuses to grow up. Hook refuses to acknowledge his inner child. Peter is a heartless and selfish sociopath. Hook, on the other hand, only cares about what others think. So why is Peter like that? Why does he refuse to grow up? What made him heartless? The answer to this? Yeah, the answer to the secret lies in the book title. Peter and Wendy, or The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up. That's the title of the book, but originally the book was called The Boy Who Hated Mothers. The author's producer disliked the title and insisted on changing it. But why name it like this though? Why does Peter hate mothers? When he was a baby, just 7 days old, the fairies and birds taught him how to fly. He flew with them out of the window to Kensington Gardens, and they had so much fun. After some time, he flew home but was shocked. The window was closed. He looked inside and saw his mother, his beloved mother, with a new baby, a new son. He felt replaced, worthless, betrayed. The view of his mother turns blurry from the silent tears, and his little baby heart hurts and races. This must have been the moment he sealed his heart and threw it away. This must have been the moment he became heartless. I'll never be like you. I'll never be an adult. I'll never grow up. Baby Peter flies away, never to return. Man, this turned very sad. Now, to Hook's backstory. The author says in the novel,
Hook was not his true name. To reveal who he really was would even at this date set the country in a blaze. How the
mystery. Oh, is my voice back? Yeah. Part of the mystery is that Hook and Wendy's father, to this day, are always played by the same actor. Even in the Disney film, Hook and Wendy's father share the same voice actor. The father also strangely knows about Peter Pan and mentions him at the beginning of the novel. This is a mystery that lies at the heart of Peter Pan and is the key to understanding its true meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have finally solved the secret. And no, Captain Hook is not the father of Wendy. Hook died at the end, whereas Wendy's father is still alive. Captain James Hook is... Why can't I see your angry faces through the screen? Okay, seriously now. You want to know the secret? Okay, it's... just imagine me saying it. It will then come true. Just imagine it, bruh. The author of Peter Pan, James Matthew Barrie, is a very, very interesting guy. But first, I'd like to debunk some wild rumors. Mr. Barrie only grew to be 161 centimeters, which is a couple of feet and some inches, I guess. I'll just edit it in. I'll edit it in. Okay, you can see it? Okay. Those wild rumors claim Oh my god, he's so obsessed with childhood that he refused to grow. What a sick man, what a sick man. Really? To that I say, people, please, chill. Just chill. Not everything has to mean something. He's just short and that's it. Sir James Matthew J.M. Barrie, born in 1860 in Scotland, actually based Peter Pan on two people, one being his older brother, David. He looked up to him and loved him more than anything in the world. He was his real-life hero. When Barrie was 6 years old, he and his brother went ice skating. David taught him how to skate, and soon they were giggling and chasing each other. Little did Barrie know that this was their last day together, the last time he'll see him smile. An accident happened on the ice, and David, Barrie's older brother and hero, died. It was the day before his 14th birthday. David was their mother's favorite, and she was devastated and inconsolable. Barrie was absolutely heartbroken and unable to process the grief. He was only 6 years old, right? So he distracts himself from his heart by focusing only on his mother's pain. How he did that is just really, really sad. It really is. I don't know any other way to describe it. He started, from time to time, to pretend to be his dead brother, started wearing his clothes, even started whistling like him, in his style, you know. His mother was sad and happy about it at the same time. Kinda weird, but understandable. One day, Barrie entered her room and heard her say, "Is that you?" She, for a moment, really thought her little boy was back. Barrie said in a little lonely voice, "No, it's not him. It's just me." How sad. What gave Barrie's mother peace was that her dead son would remain a boy forever, never to grow up and leave her. Barrie and his mother grew closer, and she used to pass time by telling him stories of her own brief childhood. It is so obvious that he loved his mother because of her influence on him. You know, the obsession with childhood. And he also became an author, inspired by the stories she used to tell him. But at the same time, he must have felt so hurt by her and not good enough to be himself, living in the shadow of his brother. Just think of baby Peter when he went home and found out that he was replaced by another baby brother. When you read that passage, you can feel that it comes from a real place of hurt and regret. Now, a little known fact. A little known fact is that Barrie founded a sports team. Oh, I love this fact so much. He founded a sports team, a cricket team to be exact. Cricket is some weird British sport, just think of it as British baseball. But yeah, he named the team the He named the team the The annoying berries. He named the team the berries. James Matthew Berry. You magnificent bastard. The moment he thought of this pun, his heart must beaten so fast.
Allahu Akbar. And my last name is Barry.
But wait, there's even more to this story. Yeah, this team, the Numa Berries, are made up of legendary authors. Yes, really. Let's look at the roster.
Sir Arthur Ignatius Conan Doyle, known for the invention of a certain Sherlock Holmes. You might have heard of him. Herbert George H.G. Wells, known for War of the Worlds, The Island of Dr. Moore, The Invisible Man, The Time Machine, and much, much more. Joseph Rudyard Kipling, author of The Jungle Book. Ellen Alexander A.A. Mayan, a.k.a. Winnie Pooh's father. There are many, many more legends on the team.
The Numa Berries were the British author dream team. The stories of their matches are just as legendary as the team itself. If only there could be a way to hear these stories. Wait, there is. Barry wrote a book of the legendary exploits of the team titled Numa Berries CC. Yeah, that's the actual title. It's probably even better than Peter Pan. Unfortunately, it's so rare and sought after that... you know what? Just let me show you. Just let me show you. Just look at the cover. Very posing, kinda nonchalant, dripped out in cricket gear. His look saying, his eyes saying, yeah, I got the money. And no, it's unbelievable, but this story is actually real. This team actually existed. I can't believe it. I need to calm down. Barry's older brother David was one of the main inspirations for Peter Pan. The other inspiration comes from one of the real-life Lost Boys, also called Peter. Barry met the Llewellyn Davis boys and their parents in 1897 in London Kensington Gardens. Peter Llewellyn Davis was one of the boys. He befriended the family and was like an uncle to the boys. He would play with them and tell them stories, of course. One of them being that their little brother, Peter, could fly. Sounds familiar, right? Absorbing the childlike spirit, he mixed it with his memory of his brother and created Peter Pan. Unfortunately, the dark side of all this is that the boys were always identified with the Lost Boys, which they hated. The boys' parents died suddenly one after another, and Barry adopts and takes care of them. Let me tell you their fates. Michael Llewellyn Davis was found drowned probably self-inflicted. He was 20 years old. George Llewellyn Davis was killed in action in World War I. He was also in his early 20s. Peter Llewellyn Davis, who really hated his whole life to be recognized as Peter Pan wherever he went, threw himself in front of a train at Sloane Square Station. Newspaper reports of his death referred to him in their headlines as Peter Pan. Mr. Berry died aged 77 of pneumonia. Okay, we talked about the last stuff. Peter, Hook, the Lost Boys, Wendy, Neverland, Berry. And we have undone more than 100 years of propaganda to get at the core and to the truth of the Peter Pan story. Much more can be said, but I think it is time to tie everything together. So, let's finish this video by asking the ultimate question.
What is Peter Pan really about?
Would it be great to be a boy forever? The novel shows what it would really look like. We have that illusion of children, that they are those innocent angels, but they also have another side. Just look at Peter. He's innocent but heartless, and is trapped in the present moment with no past or future. Children have a wonderful view of life. Everything is fresh and brimming with energy. They are pure potential. But if they never grow up, that potential will never manifest into anything. In the story, there's an element of tragedy to Peter never growing up. He's a precautionary tale for those who fear the responsibilities of living. Contrast that with the icon of adulthood, Captain Hook. He has agency over himself and takes responsibility for his own life and that of others. But because he hates his inner child, that golden spark, he isn't connected with himself. He only cares about the opinion of others and his status in society. If one is an adult, if one has lived a while, it is easy to be trapped in the past through regret and to be fearful of the future, never being in and enjoying the present moment. So if we shouldn't be Peter or Hook, who should we be? Peter Pan is really more of a story about Wendy than Peter. It's her journey from child to adulthood and how to not lose the spark on the way. She learns and absorbs the best from both, Peter and Hook, two broken people, and becomes whole, a real person, herself. At the end of the novel, adult Wendy has the eyes of a child and the hands of an adult, the creativity of a child with the discipline and agency of an adult. Having read this book, I feel truly grateful. I think, though I believe, that one of the greatest gifts we get, a great act of grace, is that we all start out as children. That we get to see the world through the golden heart of a child. Every single one of us. And keeping that heart golden, without looking back, but rather looking forward. Wow, how beautiful the world must seem like that. Yeah. If I want you to remember just one thing from this video, if I want you to keep just one thing in your heart, It's the following. Long live Mr. Smee. I'm so dumb. Thank you for watching and take care.